everybody, my name is Sani and welcome to part 2 of my sticker tutorial in Silhouette Studio. In part 1 we learned how to make these cute sticky note designs, and now we need to get them ready to be cut with the Silhouette machine. If you missed the first video and you are interested in how to make these graphics from scratch, check out part 1 of this tutorial. I have linked it in the description. I'll be using Business Edition of Silhouette Studio, so make sure you're on that version if you have it. You could use Standard Edition too. You just won't have as many options that Business Edition has to offer. Without further ado, let's continue with this tutorial. So I have my graphics here that I made from our last video. I just filled them with different shapes and patterns and they look really cute. So I'm going to make these today. We're just going to put them to the side for now. First thing you want to do is set up your page for print and cut. So we're going to go to Page Setup. Choose your paper, your media size. I use A4 and I use letter. Today I'm using matte sticker paper, so the only size for that I have is letter. But if you use A4, you could use that too. Turn on your registration marks. This is the marks that the Silhouette machine is going to use to determine where the stuff is on your page, determine where your stickers are. So yeah, you're gonna need those turned on. And then the insert, I like to move that all the way down to make them in the corner like this. You can change the length and the thickness of it if you want, but I usually just leave those alone because it usually messes up when I mess with them, so I just leave them the way they are. Go to your outline and we're gonna change it to like a blue or something like that. You're going to take a rounded rectangle and make yourself a little rectangle like that. Doesn't have to be perfect, just make something. We're going to go to the transformation panel, click the rotate, and we're going to rotate this square 90 degrees. Select it and duplicate by pressing Ctrl D. Drag it down. We're going to align these in the center like that. Bring this to the corner, but don't overlap your hash marks. Just bring it as close as you can. And then we're going to stretch out both of these graphics so that we can make 2 stickers sheets in one, print and cut. One sheet of paper is going to make 2 sticker sheets pretty much. So you're going to do that. And then we won't need this sheet anymore. So you're just left with 1. We're going to align this back properly. And now we're ready to put our stickers on the sheet. This next part is like a Business Edition Silhouette Studio feature. I can show you a workaround for standard, but it's really easy if you have the Business Edition. So we're gonna go to this layers panel. We're gonna right click and add a layer, and then we're gonna drag it under layer 1. So you have layer 2, you're gonna drag it under layer 1. We're going to expand layer 1. And you see this little rectangle we just made, it's highlighted here. We're going to take this and drag it down to layer 2. So you'll have a layer with just the rectangle in it. Now we're going to press this little lock button right here so we can't move this at all. This is going to be perfect for when we want to arrange the stickers on here, but we don't want this backing card to move. It gets annoying when it gets in the way and stuff like that. So we're just going to lock it for now. If you don't have Business Edition, you can go up here and toggle your fill to clear, and that will help you a bit so you don't accidentally press on the rectangle. But if you press on the corners, it'll select. So just avoid clicking on the little corners and you should be good. But I'm going to use my fill because I have a lock feature. I'll see, it's hard to press. And lock this layer, and this is the way we're gonna go. Alright, so I have my designs here, and I forgot to group them. Let me do that real quick. Group everything in place. Yeah, a second. Okay, everything is grouped, so I'm going to grab them all and move them to the sheet. They are way too big right now, so I'm going to shrink them. Whoops, why did I group that? Zoom in. As you shrink them, you notice that your outline is getting a little bit thicker. You can adjust this at the top. Just move your thickness down until it's good again. And then we are going to arrange these in a way that you like on your sticker sheet. I like this. They might be a little too big still. Let's make them a little bit smaller just to be on the safe side. Make them a little bit smaller. And you gotta leave room for your, we're gonna make a offset later, so leave a little room for that between your stickers. I think this is good. So we're gonna select them all, center them, and the space vertically evenly so it looks nice and professional, and that's the way they look. Next we're going to duplicate them, so select, Control D, duplicate, and we're going to arrange these. I want to arrange them differently, but you don't have to if you don't want to. You could have just duplicated them all that way. And I want them right here. Put this one right here. And that looks good to me. Space them out. Now you're going to select both of them, Control D, duplicate. So we should have 4 on one page, and now they're too big still. So we're going to select them all and shrink it down a bit. Don't mind the little gap down here. You could use that space to put your name, your logo, whatever you want to put down there. It'll look cute, trust me. So now we want to make everything perfectly even. So we're going to select this top row right here. We're going to align everything to the top, and then we're going to space horizontally. And we're going to do the same thing to this bottom row. Align them to the bottom and space horizontally. And then we're going to take all the vertical rows and we're going to space them out, and we're going to center them. And this will ensure that everything is perfectly even. Alright, it all looks good to me. Now let's group everything together. So group it, and now we can turn this layer off. Oh, unlock the layer, not turn it off. Unlock layer 2, so now you can move your backing. We're just going to select everything, and we're going to align it in the center. So that's centered now. And now we can add our name or whatever down here too. So me, it's NiiPON dot oops .co. You can put whatever you want, you know. It's your design, do whatever you want. Then we can just center that with the backing card. Looks good. I think I'm gonna move this down a little. So using my keyboard, I'm just gonna press the arrow down a little bit. Nice. So now we're going to create an offset for the stickers. So the silhouette has a little bit of buffer, I guess, so you don't, so the machine won't cut into your design. So select your stickers that are grouped together. They should all be grouped. We're gonna go to the offset panel and select offset, and it should look like that or something similar to that. Mine is way too thick, so I need to lower the thickness to 0. If it's not 0, you're gonna see it in your print. You don't want to see it in your print. Oh, well, silhouette just froze on me. So change this to 0. And I want to change the outline to red, but it doesn't really matter. And I also want to I don't want my offset that big, so let's change it to like 50 maybe. Let's see how that looks. I did that wrong. 0, 50. Let's try that. No, why did I still do that? 0. There we go. Oh, I don't know why that didn't work like that. All right, so I don't know if you can see it. Let me zoom in. That's the offset that I'm using today. Actually, let's change the fill to white. Change the fill to white and group everything together. And everything looks good. Group all your stuff together so it's nice, one big chunk like this. So next we're going to grab your design. We're going to rotate it 90 degrees, put it up here. Control D, duplicate, and we're going to fit 2 designs on one sheet. Center. Looks good. Now let's go to the send panel and get this ready to be cut. Right off the bat, you can see that Silhouette wants to cut everything, like literally everything you did. We don't want this. So what we're going to do is, on the right hand panel, you see the simple tab. We're going to go to the line tab. So let's click that instead. And now it wants to cut by our line colors. That's fine, we can cut the line colors. So what we want to do is cut the blue outline, which is the backing card, and we want to cut the red. That's all we want to cut. You see it wants to cut black too. We're not doing that, so we're going to toggle off this black. And then I'm just going to move the other 2 colors to the top, so just click and drag it up there. So I wanted to kiss cut first. Kiss cut is the process of cutting the sticker but keep it on the backing card still. So that's what I'm going to do for the red. And you could just pause the videos if you want my kiss cut settings. But we do this setting. And this setting will work for glossy and it'll work for matte. I'm using matte today, so I don't know, it doesn't matter. So these are my settings for that. So you can copy that. And then for the backing card, we want it die cut. So we want it completely cut from the sheet of paper. So for that, I use these settings right here. Again, you can pause it and copy whatever this is. Then we can go from there. This is the finished piece. Cut nice.